Okay, where videos recording. Okay. Hey guys, this is Trenchy, uh, back again to bring you another video. Um, when you guys see this, I'm filming this on break, um, but I will be not putting it up. Well, I'm on break. It will be put up, after the break. Um, so not to cause any confusion. So this is probably weeks before whenever, like, this is a while before you guys will ever see this. But this video is long overdue, and I'm going to write in a pot once I have it up. I'm gonna apologize to the person that asked me to do this review. I should have done this review like a year ago. I'm very bad at doing things like this, but what happened was is a director um, who made a movie asked me to review his movie, and that director's name is Phil Stevens. I keep wanting to say Dan Stevens for some reason, but it's Phil Stevens. I think because Dan Stevens made Phineas and Ferb, which the movie I'm about to talk about is nothing like Phineas and Ferb. Very opposite, very extreme polar opposites. Um, but he asked me to review this movie, and I said I would do it as soon as possible. And of course, that never fucking happened because I'm a procrastinator and I forget about things. But I was sitting here, and I remembered. I was like, oh, I need to review that movie. And I was like, oh yeah, shit. Like, cause, you told me a copy to watch, not physically, but, for YouTube. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just, I'll do it now. Well, I got a lot of free time and stuff. I can definitely, do this now. And, yeah, I just decided to do it. And I'm glad I did because the movie in question, Flowers from 2015. And again, sorry man, I should have got to this way sooner, but I said I would do it, and I'm doing it. Before we get into the movie, I'd just like to make it clear, just because the director asked me to review this movie doesn't mean, honest review. This is an honest review. I'm gonna, I did enjoy the movie, but, I enjoyed the movie because it's a good movie. I'm not sitting here and trying to, because someone asked me to review it, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and shit. I'm gonna be honest. And honestly, um, it was a good movie. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Just make that clear. But this was a good movie. A highly fucking disturbing movie, but a good movie. I gotta say this immediately. This is not for everyone. This is not like, this is not a, there, this is not like for a wide access of people. Like, there are people that are not going to be able to handle this movie. Hell, I was getting a little, it was affecting me, man, and I've seen some disturbing movies. I haven't seen like a lot, but I've seen some disturbing movies, Cannibal Holocaust, The Girl Next Door, Mysterious Skin. But this one was highly effective. Flowers. Um, I will say, like, if you're a horror fan, and everybody's a fan. I'm not saying anything about true fans or not. I believe if you enjoy something, you're a fan. But if your thing is like you love like The Shining and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff like that, but you haven't really delved into disturbing horror, like some of the darker shit, I don't know if I can recommend, because I wouldn't say this is like a good entry into disturb, like I don't know, like I this is a good movie, but I don't know if I would say like there's a scene where a guy is rubbing a woman's guts on his dick. I don't know if I can say, hey, you like Friday the 13th? Watch this movie. you know? Ah. but, but, uh, yeah, and he proceeds to rape the dead body after that, but, no, I would say definitely, know what you're getting into. This is a very dark, disturbing movie, but it is also beautiful. It is a beautiful movie. Very, very, uh, very well done for like a very underground type movie. This is not underground, but very. This is like an indie movie, you know. Like a lot of the people, like I noticed some of the actors also worked on the special effects and stuff like that. It was very in the house, homegrown type thing, and I respect that a lot. Um, eh, I just wanted to say whoever's house they chose to do this in, I feel really bad for. They really fucked that place up. That place was fucked up. The hell, man. That had to be like if you're still living there, that had to be a hard cleanup job. Like, oh shit. But getting into the movie. So, Flowers is a movie about a bunch of women who were murdered by a serial killer, waking up, all deformed and stuff, waking up and under his porch and as you know, and just traveling throughout his house and kind of um, accepting that they're dead, and learning to accept what happened. And as we go throughout, we find out what happened to these women through a lot of horrific and disturbing scenes. And what I like about this movie is there's no dialogue. This movie is more about atmosphere, about sound, about music, about the way things look. It tells the story visually with the help of sound effects and music and sometimes some whispering, but there's never straight up dialogue. There's never straight up someone saying what's happening or someone speaking. It's a very quiet movie, and I really like that. This movie is disgusting. This movie's a very dirty, very gritty movie. Like I said earlier, a man is rubbing a woman's um, guts on his dick. That was a scene, and you see everything. You don't really see the rape thing of, but you see everything of that. Um, you see, like, they're under the porch, so they're like crawling, and there's like mud and a dead pig's head and like maggots. And the one woman like cuts herself fucking open because she's all stitched up, and it's really hard to watch. It's really some really horrific shit. And as I was watching it, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, what the? what the hell is the point of this? Like, this is so fucked up. This is so horrifying. This is horrible. Like, this is, like, I get it's a horror movie, but, like, Jesus Christ. But then, I won't say what happens, but I saw the ending, and I was like, oh, okay, there is meaning to this. There is, like, this movie, it's more than just nastiness. Like, the nastiness is definitely part of it, but there is way more to the movie than this. And I would like to thank Phil for asking me to review this. I probably would not have gotten around to watching this without, him asking. And I really appreciate him choosing me as one of the people to review his movie. I wouldn't choose me to review a movie. I don't think I'm that good at it, but I really do appreciate it, and I am happy I saw this movie, because it is really good. It's really fucked up, but it's really good. This movie is so interesting, because, like, each scene is, like, each part is like a woman moving through one part of the house, and we switch from women to women, different victims, and we learn a little bit about their life. Not everybody, we don't really learn too much about some of them, but some of them we kind of get, like, in depth about their lives. Like, one of them was a drug addict who had a child and I think was in a lesbian relationship. One I think was an actress. Again, a lot of this is interpretive. Cause like the movie don't spoon feed you. You gotta figure shit out. You gotta Sherlock Holmes some shit, you know. And yeah, and some of that was confusing. I don't think I understand everything, but again, I think it's supposed to be like that. Or maybe it was all like right in your face and I'm just too stupid because I am not the sharpest tool in the shed. But, I like that, like, and I'll get to my theory of the movie, and we'll probably do a spoiler part for that. But, I really like the music in this movie. Like, sometimes the music just fit in with it just added to the atmosphere, and the music just fit in with, like, the background, because they're calling around, they'll hear footsteps upstairs, or they'll hear certain, like, noises, the squishing, because some of them are crawling in mud, or when they're walking around, and just certain noises that is made from the environment. Like, especially when they're under the house or in the walls. Um, those are especially when it just like stuff like that really stands out. Another thing is I don't think this movie takes place in modern day, which is interesting because I noticed like there's cord phones. There's Polaroid pictures. They're using the old box TVs with the antennas, and some of the switch to other scenes. It will go to static on the TV. So yeah, I think that I do think this is not supposed to be in my. I didn't notice any cell phones or anything, so I think this is supposed to be not in modern day, and I think there's nothing really in it pointing to modern day, so the fact that it was shot in modern day and they were able to put it, if it's supposed to be in an older time period, I think they did a good job with that. Um, like I said, like for like cons, like it is a little hard to watch at times. There are some, I don't know if that's a con. That's really what the movie is, but there is some shit that's really hard to fucking watch. Like I said, a little confusing, but like at the same time, I think that's supposed to be part of the movie, I think. Like, again, this movie is very interpretative. You're supposed to interpret it, and I think, and like, it's supposed to be the truth. But there are some scenes where, and I guess this is a good thing, where my stomach was like, rolling a little bit. Like, there's a food eating scene that's like, and there's a couple scenes where people are cutting themselves open, and I get what I know that that's how they're dealing with their death. But yeah, it's still like fucked up. And each actress did a really good job. I want to say that they did. They were very good in their performance. Without saying a word, I did feel for these women, and we were able to find out some of their stories without anybody uttering a word. And the guy playing the serial killer, oh, I hated him. Shows up very sparsely, but I hated him. Did a good job. Fucking nasty prick. Nasty prick. Um, but yeah, where was I? But yeah, um, shit, I forgot where I was in the review. Where were we? Oh yeah, we're talking about the way I wish we did kind of learn more about some of the women, because I feel like some of the women got some pretty fleshed out kind of backstories. Well, other women didn't, and I don't know if that was by design or not, but kind of wish we got to know a little bit more about the lives of all the women. But it wasn't a big deal, cause but I still I was like, I wish we kind of got to learn about, cause some of them it went in pretty deep with, I feel, and then some of them it was just like, oh, that, and maybe they didn't. I know not everybody has like interesting lives, but I still feel like, I don't know. I feel like there could have been a little bit more there shown for some of these women. Like maybe the first victim, I feel like didn't really get too much to her. Like a lot of the other women we did see a lot of it, especially by the end or like in the middle. But like I feel like the first victim we didn't, and there was another victim I felt like we could have gotten a little bit more on. I forget which one though, but yeah. And I mean the first victim, I mean by the first woman we see in the movie that wakes up out of the body bag. And yeah. Um but all in all, I thought this was a good movie. Again, not for everybody, but this is kind of a very beautiful, disturbing, haunting movie. And if you can handle stuff like, and I mean like real stuff like a serial killer really killing women, like really like doing this movie has like a very unforgiving very realness to it, which another respect to it for. If you could handle just these horrific scenes of the women, of things happening to these women, and just these women kind of, you know, in this house as well when they're dead, the horrific things are still, you know, there's still horrific things happen besides the murders, like things they do to themselves and stuff like that. If you can handle that, I will say watch this movie. It's a great, it's a good, like it's just a fantastic kind of movie like that. But I will say it is incredibly dark and bleak. But also, there's some light at the end of the tunnel. There's some light at the end of the tunnel, which I will get to. Um, but I think I'll give this movie an 8. It was good. It was good as fuck. I don't know if I'd be watching it again because it was so hard to watch. But who knows? Maybe I will. I've seen Cannibal Holocaust twice, so who knows? Maybe I will watch this again. But Phil Stevens, man, keep up the good work, man. This was really good. And whatever you did with the lighting, where it was like yellowish, like that was cool as fuck too. Um, but yeah, moving on to the spoiler section because I want to talk about my theory of the movie. And I'm sorry if this is the worst review ever, but I don't know. Just how I review, I guess. I know it's there was disconjointed. But there is there's a scene at the end where all the women are in a room watching the TV, and they're watching their death, and they all disappear. Besides one, and it shows the end, the serial killer laying in bed with all the dead bodies around, all their dead bodies around, and the one that didn't disappears right next to him. I feel like them disappearing, and I feel like the whole movie was them processing their death, and for some of them, their past mistakes. Like this was almost a purgatory for them, and the ones that are able to overcome the past trauma, and I feel like this could be a metaphor for people that have gone through trauma in their lives, or like stuff like that, like the the ones that were able to overcome it and let go and pass on to the other side disappeared. They were able to process their death, but the one girl at the end couldn't do that. And that's why I don't think we see her death, so I think that's why we don't see it, because she's still not ready to process it. And she's still not ready to let go. And, yeah, that's why I think there's hope that maybe one day she will be able to process it and she will be able to move on, just like the other women did, and that's where I'm saying the hope comes in. Because I feel like in this movie, there is hope at the end of the tunnel. And even though these women died horrific deaths, a lot of their spirits were able to move on to the next level. And I feel like that's what it's saying about people with trauma, that it may take a while, you may beat yourself up over it, you may find yourself in a really dark place, and it might seem unescapable, and it may take time, and it may not happen overnight, and hell, it may never happen, but there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. It's just about getting there, and it may be really hard, extremely hard, impossible to get there, but there's still a slight chance. There's still a slight chance you might get there. And yeah, that's what I think about this movie. And I might be overreading it. I might be reading too far into it, but yeah, because this movie was really good. And I didn't really talk about the special effects were really good too. Like, even though these are more raw, gory kind of special effects, more disturbing, not like the fun kills, the sun slashers, but it's still really well done. Um, it's like, yeah, it's just this movie, man. This movie hits home, but very good movie. Good job, Phil Stevens. I'll leave a link to the film below if anybody wants to watch it again. Not for the faint of heart, not for the faint of heart, but yeah. So guys, I'll see you when I get back, um, which is now. So I've probably already spoken to you. It's good to be back, but yeah, this is just something I have to do. What I had to do. We're in the future. I gotta remember, I'm in the past. You're in the future. I'm speaking to you from the past. You're in the future. But yeah, yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully, well, not soon, but you know, something wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. But yeah, again, thank you, Phil, for asking me to review this. I'm sorry I'm so late, and I'm sorry if the, you know, I'm not the best reviewer, but I just enjoy watching movies and talking about them, and you made a pretty damn good movie. Very highly disturbing, fucked up movie. You should probably get a psych exam. I should probably get a psych exam, but you know, I think most of us should probably get a psych exam. But really good, really good. And I'm really saying it's a really good movie. Um, Definitely, if you're up for that type of stuff, definitely check it out. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. Stay frosty. This is Trenchy signing off. Beep bop boop.